your glue to like attach it around the rim. You also have this circle that's left. And what I did was when I used the one to make my pasta lion, I just used a leftover circle and I glued it to the middle. So Elmer's glue is really gonna be your friend here. You could also use tape. I used a hot glue gun in some instances just because I was trying to go fast, but Elmer's glue is gonna stick everything down. You're just gonna have to have a little patience and wait for it to dry before you play with your mask. So that is how the biggest techniques I used for my bean. And you can ruffle up his mane. And if you see, you can do one or two things. You can put a stick on the back. I glued a stick on the back so I could hold my mask up. But you can also use, and I'll show you with my other mask, you can also use a hole puncher and some string. Any string will kind of work, and you can use it to tie your mask around your head, and I'll show you with one of the other masks. You also want to cut out the eye holes, and you can do that with scissors, just pinching your paper plate a little bit and cutting into it with the scissors. But this is something that you might want to ask for help with because it's not the easiest thing. And if you're not really good with scissors or you're not allowed to use them yet, then maybe this is a project that you can do with your family, or you can ask for help on this part. So the other thing is, if we go to our pasta guy, I told you that I used this part as all construction, and it was my leftover circle from making the mane. I just used regular pasta and some spaghetti. So this was just a box of pasta that I had, and I simply just glued it all the way around. And I used the groove of my plate. The paper plates have these natural grooves, and I just used those to kind of help me with the placement. Same with this one. I used the natural grooves of the plate to kind of show me where I wanted to draw my mane. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is the tissue paper mask, because tissue paper is really awesome because you can kind of paint over it and it blends into each other and creates really cool overlapping colors, but you can also do things to create a good amount of texture. So just like a lion's mane, I wanted my mane to look a little bit different than the texture of his face. And so to achieve that, what I did is I took my glue and I put like a good amount, like a little dollop of glue instead of like a line. And I have these pre-cut tissue paper squares. Tissue paper is great because you can rip it, you can cut it, you can you don't need it to be cut in any certain shape. And I used the end of a pencil or my paintbrush, and I just if you can see, I just put it in the middle and then crunched it up around the paintbrush. And then if you take it, you can just put it in the glue and leave it there, and it creates this like flower-like little texture. And so when you do that a couple of different times, you start to be able to build this little textured area. Like so. Cool. And then the other thing you can do is once again paint some glue on. You stick your tissue paper down. We'll put a couple pieces down. And then you dip in some more glue and you can paint right over top of it. And you can even create texture doing this. Your pieces don't have to be completely flat. You can crunch them up as you're painting. Let's see. This one got stuck, but see, it's already gonna be like a crunched up little ball. And you can just put some glue on top, but move them around so you get a little texture so it's not flat. And that's what I used to do my tissue paper lion. So, and like I said before, with him, I used the hole puncher. And you can also put holes in it with your scissors, and I tied a piece of string around each side so that way when I put it on, I can just tie it in the back and it will stay on. Let's see. Should I tie it? Or you can have somebody else tie it for you. And now I have my mask that stays on. Pretty cool. Oh, I tied it to my hair. So I hope you guys all enjoyed learning how to make some paper plate masks. I hope it's materials and stuff that you can find around the home and be creative. You can certainly go outside of the materials that I use, but it's a good foundation to kind of get started. Thank you all for joining me. I'd love to see pictures of the masks that you're making or movies that you make with your masks, because like I said in the beginning, the cool thing about mask making is now we have a character, right? We have a mask that either represents ourselves or somebody else, and we can use it to act out. We can write stories and plays, or we can just kind of use it for some imaginative play and create our own little mini videos. So if you guys shoot any videos that you want to share with us here at Tracy's Kids, we would love to see them, or any pictures. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!